Hey everybody, it's Dr. Wade here for our weekly wink. Things are a little bit different today. It's just me today because we are celebrating Dr. Murphy's birthday. So happy birthday to Dr. Murphy, and also celebrating Kelly's birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday to you too. But I thought that I would focus today on resiliency and helping you to appreciate the power of your mind to help you recover. I mean, for really obvious reasons. So many of us in our immediate area were affected by the monstrous storm that Hurricane Irma was. Losing power, losing property, and some people even lost loved ones, lost lives. But we're so glad that the potential for how bad it could have been is not as bad as it could have been, because people listened to the warnings and got themselves to safe places. So I'm glad to hear that. But I appreciate, too, that, everyone who's been affected has to really go through those stages of grief. You have to be really angry about what happened, and you have to, kind of bargain. Well, if only this gets better, or this part comes together, or this piece comes together, or this help comes, all of those stages that you have to go through. Ultimately, you do need to work your way through to acceptance that, the storm has happened, and really using the power of your mind to help you to pick your chin up and to look forward to rebounding, to recovery, to coming back to harmony again. And I don't mean to minimize that in any way. It'll take some time to feel right again, but that starts with how you are thinking about the process that you've been through. So I want to really just give some information about meditation. Meditation has tons of really good research. I mean, there's over 6,000 published studies that prove that there is a significant benefit to meditating. And so I want to just kind of share just a little bit with you, because in these weekly winks, we just give you a little bit and a little bit to nibble on and hope you go and indulge in the whole meal. Meditation has been shown to be helpful for reducing blood pressure. And so if you're looking for more natural ways to approach, for instance, your hypertension, the meditation is a really easy toxin-free way to approach better pressure. And in fact, the American Heart Association actually recommends meditation as preventive medicine in terms of good heart health. Meditation also has been shown to decrease markers of inflammation. So if pain is an issue for you, it might help to decrease pain, again, without toxic side effects. Meditation can also help with decreasing inflammation in general. And they have actually specifically measured some of the markers of inflammation that we are targeting when we use medicines like Celebrex or Aleve or Advil. Those inflammatory pathways, we can change those inflammation markers just by meditating, just by sitting and being still. We've also been able to show that interleukin-6 levels go down in people who meditate, and interleukin-6 is one of those inflammation markers that's been associated with an increased risk, not just for inflammatory conditions, but also for immune issues and even for cancer. And to just think that you can just sit for a few minutes of really just peace and centering and achieve those benefits. Meditation has also been proven to be helpful for managing things like irritable bowel syndrome and ulcerative colitis. And meditation also helps with balancing mood. So there are studies that show a benefit if anxiety is an issue. There are studies that show a benefit if depression is an issue. Stress in general can be very positively impacted by meditation. We can actually measure that cortisol, which is that stress hormone. Cortisol levels get, when there's a stressful situation, for instance, you need to jump out of the way of that bus that's barreling down the street, you want your adrenals to shoot out a lot of cortisol to get all of your muscles, all of your blood cells. You want everything to be coordinated to get you out of the space of that danger. But you don't want to stay at a high level of cortisol or a high stress, chronic stress level. You want to be able to manage yourself to get back down into a more balanced, harmonious state. And meditation so effectively helps with that. And that's why it's so important while so many of us are cleaning up or rebuilding after major hurricanes that we've had recently, but also just with some of the day-to-day stressors and distractions that are going on. There are really positive things that happen that cause stress levels to go up a bit, and then there is a whole lot of negative stuff. And if you watch too much news or do too much Facebooking or too much of, I don't know, sometimes even just sitting around, right, at the in the waiting room at dance class for your kids. You know, you might hear some really negative things, and those things can change the balance of your calming hormones. Meditation can actually help to get you back into harmony again. And it doesn't really take a lot. The studies, you know, I think sometimes people think you need to meditate for 30 minutes or for 60 minutes or for 2 hours to have effect. And, you know, the yogis do that. They do it for a really, really long time. But, you know, they're professional meditators. If you're kind of a busy girl like me, it's hard to imagine finding 2 hours of being able to sit quietly and in stillness. But the studies show that as little as 5 minutes of making a concentrated effort to meditate can have a positive benefit on all of those things that I talked about. It even helps to increase the hills and valleys in your brain, and that's associated with sharper cognition. It helps with waking up your amygdala, which is the part of your brain that helps with balancing emotions. It helps you to process better in terms of executive functioning. So, you know, studying for a major test or facing a really big project deadline, just sitting and getting centered can be so powerful for making those connections happen to make you successful in achieving whatever the big challenge is that's ahead of you. And meditation comes in a lot of different flavors. So, you know, don't say, oh, I tried it once, or I just don't think I can sit down. You know, just do some exploring. There is heartful meditation where you really do a lot of focusing on loving yourself and putting love out to others. There's mindful meditation where maybe you're focusing on helping to change a specific challenge that you're having in your life. There is transcendental meditation, which is kind of like the really deep, digging down deep, probably more prolonged. It's going to take more than 5 minutes to do that kind of meditation. But even spiritual meditation, if prayer is the way that you help with balancing yourself, you can get yourself into a meditative state with just praying. There's also mantras with meditation. Maybe there's something that you repeat over and over to yourself. I am worthy, or I am healthy, or I am vibrant, or I am awesome. And you repeat that over and over again, and you start making those neural connections that help you to actually start to behave in a way that embraces the thought that you're focusing on. And the studies actually show that it really does change behaviors. It changes motivation. It changes emotions. Meditation is so effective for doing those things. In the wake of the storm, a lot of the major centers are offering a lot of free things around helping people to get balanced again in terms of meditation. So you can check out Deepak Chopra. His website has some free meditations. Isha, their center has some good free meditations online. HeartMath has some good activities which combine both meditation but also getting in tune with your heart rhythms and helping you to get back into balance and back into harmony again. They're offering some free tools to help out around that. So you can Google those things or Yahoo them, or what's the B one? Yeah, Bing them or Bing those and find ways to get in touch with meditation. I personally use a free app that's called Relax Melodies, and their meditations are generally 15 minutes or less, so they're really, really easy to fit even when you have a super busy schedule. And I've gotten to a point now where I actually look forward to that moment of stillness each day. And they have guided meditations where they talk you through the meditation. And then they have meditations where there's just some music playing in the background. There's even sound meditation where you can use things like gongs or bells, things like that to help you with balance. So there are lots of different ways that meditation can happen. And I want to tell you that your mind is so powerful in terms of changing those stress hormones, in terms of changing inflammation, decreasing pain, balancing your blood pressure, helping to balance your mood, helping you to be able to be goal-focused and motivated, completing your task. Just taking 10 minutes to meditate can make a difference in there. There's another free app that a lot of people use called Headspace that also offers a lot of free meditations. And again, they're mostly under 10 minutes. So, you know, if you can't carve out 10 minutes to yourself on a daily basis, then I think it's time that you re-examine your priorities. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to kind of share that message with you that we're going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. And meditation is such a powerful way to just really harness your brain waves to help you get back to that okayness. All right, thanks so much for watching the Weekly Wink. A little bit different today. We will be back, of course, next week with another Weekly Wink. We love your comments, so please comment. We also love your suggestions. So if you have topics that you want us to cover in a little tiny space, we try to keep it under 10 minutes, then please share those topics topics. If you have a question, a burning question you just got to know the answer to, give us that question. We want that challenge and we want to help you and talk to you about that. We also want you to make sure that you like our videos, our weekly wings, and we want you to share our weekly wings, especially this one today. Because meditation is free. It doesn't require any special tools or gadgets or gizmos, although I guess if it's the app, you do at least need a smartphone. But it doesn't require anything major that you don't already have in your life, and yet it so powerfully helps with balancing your mind, balancing your heart, balancing your inflammation, your immune system, taking away pain. I mean, all of those benefits, come on. 10 minutes a day, you owe it to yourself. Harness the power of your mind. All right, guys, take care. Have a great week. Off. I can't press the off button.